Tensions between the United States and Iran have been simmering for decades, but in recent years, they have increasingly played out at sea, especially in the Middle East's strategic waterways, such as the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz, the Gulf of Oman, and nearby international waters. These areas are critical because a large portion of the world's oil supply passes through them, making any confrontation there a global concern. At the heart of the conflict is a struggle for influence, security, and deterrence. The United States maintains a strong naval presence in the region to protect shipping lanes, deter attacks on allies, and counter Iranian military activity. Iran, on the other hand, views this presence as a direct threat to its sovereignty and regional power, and it has invested heavily in asymmetric warfare to offset U.S. military superiority. One of Iran's key tools in this naval standoff is drones and fast attack capabilities. Iran has developed a large fleet of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, including surveillance drones and armed drones, which it uses to monitor U.S. ships, shadow naval movements, and sometimes conduct provocative flyovers. These drones are relatively cheap, hard to track, and effective at pressuring larger, more expensive warships. The United States has repeatedly accused Iran of using drones to harass its vessels and to support proxy groups in the region. In response, the U.S. Navy regularly deploys advanced destroyers, aircraft carriers, surveillance aircraft, and its own drones. American forces often intercept or shoot down Iranian drones they consider threatening, especially when they fly too close to U.S. ships or bases. These encounters are usually brief but highly tense, as a single miscalculation could trigger a wider conflict. Beyond drones, both sides use aggressive naval maneuvers and warnings to send messages. Iranian forces have seized or attempted to seize commercial vessels linked to the U.S. or its allies, arguing they are enforcing maritime laws or retaliating for sanctions. The U.S. and its partners respond by escorting ships, increasing patrols, and issuing strong warnings that attacks on shipping will not be tolerated. Much of this confrontation operates in a gray zone, below the level of full war, but above normal diplomacy. Instead of open battles, both sides rely on threats, shows of force, military exercises, and carefully calibrated strikes. Public statements from leaders, military briefings, and leaked footage of close encounters are all part of psychological warfare aimed at deterring the other side without triggering open conflict. Despite the hostile rhetoric and frequent incidents, neither Iran nor the United States appears to want a full-scale war. Both understand the economic, political, and human costs would be enormous. Instead, the current situation is best described as a dangerous standoff at sea, where drones, ships, and soldiers are used to test limits, signal strength, and gain leverage, while hoping tensions do not spiral out of control. These tensions are part of a long-running rivalry shaped by sanctions, regional influence, and military deterrence. Iran views the heavy U.S. naval presence near its coastline as a direct threat, while the United States argues that its forces are there to protect international shipping and maintain freedom of navigation. This clash of perspectives has turned the sea into a testing ground for power, patience, and technology. Modern warfare has shifted the balance. Instead of large naval battles, both sides rely on unmanned drones, surveillance aircraft, electronic warfare, and rapid response ships. These tools allow each side to pressure the other while avoiding outright war. However, this strategy also increases risk, as drones flying too close or ships maneuvering aggressively can lead to sudden escalation. The stakes are global. Any serious conflict in these waters could disrupt oil supplies, raise energy prices, and pull other nations into the crisis. Allies, rivals, and global markets are all watching closely, as every encounter sends signals far beyond the region.